One big change we wanted to make in the van to make our lives a lot more comfortable is to put a swivel on the front passenger seat. Make it so that it can turn around, swivel around, and face backwards. So before we left on our trip back east, we ordered a swivel for that seat, and it arrived while we were gone. So now we're going to install it today. We got a seat from the swivel shop. Let's see, their sticker is upside down. We got a seat from the swivel shop. It is a Scopema seat. I think this is the one that does not have bearings. Comes with all the hardware to install it, the extra nuts, bolts, and washers. It's heavy. I think it weighs 35 pounds, I think is what the packaging said. What does it say on here? Oh, we covered it up. I believe it said 35 pounds. That's a heavy bugger. So, it doesn't come with an instruction sheet or anything. Their website has a link to a video that was the wrong video. So I called the company yesterday and actually told them that, you know, the video link on their website was wrong. But I was able to find other videos on YouTube of people installing this particular swivel in Ford Transits, and it looks to be pretty easy. I think you only need 2 sockets and a little bit of patience and some strength to lift that thing up. There were some issues with some of the bolt holes not lining up correctly on some of the seats, so we'll see if we run into that. There's some ways to remedy that. But let's install it. First thing we have to do is remove the seat, and that is just going to be simply undoing 4 bolts right here. I believe they're in number 10. I'll double check that. But I'll push this seat all the way back so I can access these. Then I'll push it all the way forward, undo the ones in the back, and then the seat will just lift out and be set behind itself right here. But I do need to get to this wiring harness that's underneath here. This right here. This is the wiring harness for the seat. I believe it has the sensors for the seatbelt and the airbag. That's what I'm led to believe. So we'll need to undo that little socket right there. I think that's a 7mm socket. Undo that bolt. And then this just unplugs. And then it will get put up through the center of the swivel. And while I'm here, I'm going to do a little cleaning and vacuuming, because guess what? There's dog hair. How do I get dog hair in here? Jeez, Bailey. Okay, let's get to it. That wasn't too hard to loosen. This is a 10mm socket. Let's loosen this other front one here. Let's hope that it's not too terribly tough to loosen either. Can you see that one? I wonder if you can see that one. Not really. Let's just kind of move that over there like that. That's better. That's not horrible to loosen up, so that's good. Alright, there's 2 bolts in the front. Move this a little like that. Alright, I'm going to slide the seat all the way forward and undo the ones in the back. too terribly difficult to loosen those. That's good. Grab this one here. I should probably make note of which holes these are in. There's several to choose from. I'll get a silver Sharpie and mark the holes before I take the seat off. So that's something to think about. If there are several options for a bolt to go in, it's pretty, you can see around it. It's the only one that's clean, but if I wipe it off or something, I don't want to put it back in the wrong, put the bolt back in the wrong hole when I install it onto the swivel. So I'll go ahead and do that. One and two. So this is what I mean about it having several options. There's two options. Obviously the clean one here is where I just took the bolt out of. But like I said, if I kind of wipe this down a little bit, which I think I will, it's pretty dusty. I want to make sure I don't forget that it's the second hole. And I'll do the same in the front. Silver Sharpie. Love the silver Sharpie. The front only has one option. It's behind this stop right here. If you see, I'll tilt this back. Let's get that centered a little bit better. Let's see if that will tilt back. So there's a little, like a pin right there that the seat rail goes over. So there's only one option for mounting on the front. Let's see about getting that harness, that wiring harness off, disconnected, and then we can pull the seat off completely and set it in the back. Alright, so if you get in and kind of stand over the seat and use both hands to lift it up, straight up, and then bring it forward as you're tilting it, it will kind of hold itself here in this position, so that you can get in here with your 7mm socket and take that out. Okay, I think that's a pretty okay angle. Just gonna undo this. Oh, that's just barely hand tight on there. So I can just undo this. I think, let's see. I think it unscrews, and I think it stays in the bracket, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. It feels like it's loosened, and then this just unplugs somehow. Let's see. Oh, I need to pull this out of here. There we go. Free that up a little bit. And the rails are a little greasy, so just be careful. Oh, yeah, it just unplugs. Nice. So it's just a couple of pins in there, series of pins. The 7mm, the bolt there will stay attached. It just pulled out real easy. So I'm going to set that down. And now the seat is completely free. I can get it out and put it in the back. Doesn't really weigh a lot, it's just a little awkward. I put a towel down here because the rails are a little greasy. But this is basically the seat base that we're going to attach our swivel to this here. So I'm going to just take a few minutes to just kind of clean this up. This comes off. You can get underneath here. I'm just going to kind of vacuum this out and clean it up a little bit because it's pretty much a mess. And this is the best opportunity I'll have to actually get in here. So I'll come back to you in a second. Well, I got this vacuumed out pretty good and wiped down, so it's acceptable. Vacuum little carpet on top there. This bracket here on the back side of the seat is, I guess it's for it's like a child seat attachment point or something, a seatbelt attachment point. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's a child seat attachment point, like for your seatbelt when you built in your child seat if there was a second row of seats in here. This needs to come off because it will be in the way of the swivel. Some people cut them off, some people kind of just hammer them down forward, you know, flat. We're going to cut them off. I grabbed this little piece of hacksaw. You know, I got a Dremel, I've got a fine tool, I've got everything at my disposal, but this was in the garage. I grabbed this. It's cutting pretty easy. I've been at it only for like, you know, a minute, and I already got a nice chunk taken out of that. So I'll just finish hacksawing this off, and then I'll file it down, and then I'll be ready to put the swivel on the seat base here and attach that. I was goofing around with that hacksaw blade, just the blade. I don't know, about 5 or 6 minutes. I got through one side, and I was chewing my way through the other side. Sherry comes over with a recip saw, and she says, "Get out of the way." So we just use the power tool to finish the job. Just cut that off. I was just too lazy to go get one. So there we go. I have filed that down. Barfed up a little bit around here. We'll paint that at some point, but there's no sharp edges left on this. We're good there. Here's the piece. We'll get rid of that. So that's all filed down. A little sharp there. I'll just finish that off right there. There's a little pokey point right there. Vacuumed, wiped everything down with the shavings. We're gonna mount the swivel. Put this up through, well, let's see. I can feed that through the middle after the fact. But yeah, this will go up through the middle. Reattach to the seat to plug in. Okay, now with this in place here, I need to release it and turn it. So I need to actually give it a swivel. There we go. So I can see these holes, access these holes to mount this to the seat base. And oh boy, fingers crossed that we line up. It's close. Here's the bolts they give you. There's two styles of bolt in here. One has this beveled head on it. These fit here because they fit into this beveled area here. And these are just standard bolts. Comes with nylon lock washers, or nylon lock nuts, and some washers. These attach the seat to the base. So I'll be using these beveled ones now. Oh yeah, and I do need an Allen wrench. So let me just get these started. And cross our fingers. Oh, I don't think they're gonna line up. I don't think they will. I can get 3 of them in pretty easily. This 4th one is going to be an issue. This is what everyone we've watched, all the YouTube videos we've watched so far, have had an issue with one of them not lining up properly. So Let me see how to remedy that here. I don't want to cross thread anything. Yeah, these two go in real nice. That one will be tight. This one is a no-go on that. This one here is a no-go. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. All right. Well, let's figure out what I'm going to do here. So after a little manipulation here, this corner, I had to drill it out a little bit. The three bolts lined up perfectly. This corner here, no go.
As seen on TV.
As seen on TV. Every YouTube video I've watched on how to install this particular brand, it's always been this corner. If you line up the other, you can line up these two are off by a lot. So 3 line up great, and then this one here is just, it's off by a lot. I had to really drill it out. I was a little nervous about doing it. This is an Allen wrench, an Allen head. This is a number 5, so metric number 5 Allen. So I'm just tightening these down really well, kind of going in opposite corners as I go, making sure they're nice and snug. And then from here, I'm just going to put the seat on and reattach the wiring harness. I think that's good. I'm going to reattach the wiring harness, and then we'll have a swivel. So it's taken me, with having to drill out and look for tools and goof around with the hand hacksaw here, it's just an hour right now. And like I said, I've been goofing around looking for proper tools and things.
I think you played with Bailey as well.
I did play with Bailey a little bit too. Yeah. Played with the dog. So hopefully in the next little bit I'm going to get the seat on and be able to sit in it and swivel. Okay. Whew. Okay, let me jump out here. Well, with a little help, both of us got the seat on and lined up the seat track onto the base.
That's what the second screw.
Yep, second bolt in. Second bolt in on the front. Can you hold that for a second? And so it's a different size. This is a 13 millimeter socket here. So you have to hold the bolt head underneath with a wrench, and then you tighten the top of the socket. And these are nylon lock nuts. So I've got the 2 back ones pretty good. Now I'm going to move the seat back and spin it. Slide it back. I'm going to get this front one here, and then I'll work on the other front one there. And then I'll make sure everything is snug, and we'll see what it does. Fingers crossed that we're going to clear this. This little pin I showed you earlier might hold us up. I don't know.
I don't think so. On the test run, it didn't seem like it was going to. But
okay. Well, let me tighten this one down. And
I don't know. When you sit on it, does that? Well, that shouldn't make a difference.
No, it shouldn't. But let me tighten this one down, and we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So we just clear this. If you see here, this pin, that was the pin where the seat, the front hole on the seat, set in there before it bolted down. We just clear that. That's good. You don't have to cut that off. Let's see, I need to reattach the wiring harness. So that's the number 7 socket. So you need several things. You need a number 7 socket, a number 10 socket, 13 millimeter socket, and a 13 millimeter wrench to hold that down there. And you need a number 5 Allen wrench. Those are the tools you need to do the job. And it really was easy. It's been like an hour and 15 minutes, and like I said, it was a lot of thinking about things, drilling things out, looking for tools, and playing with Bailey.
Because it doesn't come with instructions.
No, I said that earlier too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it doesn't come with instructions. So, the videos I watched were very helpful. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Like I said, I'm just going to attach the wiring harness, make sure all the nuts and bolts and screws are tightened down, and we'll give it a swivel. All right. So, all right, here's the seat.
It spins.
Seat spins.
Now it doesn't lock in place.
It does not lock in place when it is facing the rear of the vehicle. It does not lock in place, no.
Which is okay, and that way you can go wherever you need to, I guess.
So you want to sit in it and see how it feels? See if it feels like it is solid?
Sharp in my pocket.
Does it feel solid?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Perfect.
So
now in order to swivel it back around front, so you always have to swivel it towards the driver's seat. So never
towards the driver's seat.
Yeah, so spin it towards the driver's seat. But now you have to put it. You have to.
Can you gauge something?
Well, hold on. No, you don't have to gauge something, but you have to put the seat now backwards, which is towards the front of the vehicle, all the way extreme.
All the way.
Yep.
Okay.
Now you can spin it. I think.
Do I have to? It just goes?
It should just go. Something blocking it?
Maybe it locks in place there.
Well, that would be weird. Try that.
There you go. It was just too far forward or too far back.
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and spin it. Now we should be good there. Now it'll lock. Now it locks. Now have a seat. Now you probably want to bring it back. Watch the stuff. I got tools on the floor still. All right. Well, there you go. So it raised the seat by about 7/8 of an inch overall. So this is the height difference right here. It's about 7/8 of an inch. This rail sat on the base here. Now we've just replaced the original mount system with this in-between piece. How does it feel?
A little bit taller, obviously.
Yep. Your feet still kind of touch the floor?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Well,
But I was going to put a stool here anyway because, well, I'm short and
right.
so,
Okay.
I mean,
The seat feels solid?
if I raise my seat up, I mean, I can make my feet go on the floor. 5'2", so.
Right. Does it feel solid?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
See what happens when we drive, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, as you go forward, go forward and backward, no, rock yourself forward and backward. Just rock your body. So it has a little play in it that way. So, all right, well, swivel installed. It took just a little over an hour
Well done.
to do. A little modification to it, which, I mean, overall it was really pretty easy, but I'm just not really thrilled. With the fact that you had to
Hundreds of dollars and they don't even spin.
drill out that hole to make the bolts line up. I don't know. Anyway, it's installed.
I mean, we know not every single van is manufactured the exact same way. It's going to be off a little bit. But
Sure,
It seems
yeah.
like everybody's had to do it pretty much.
Yeah, it does. It seems like everybody has had that
Unless
same
you're the
issue.
lucky lottery winner.
Yeah. So, but we're swivelable.
Swivelable.
We're swivelable. So, okay, we're gonna go clean ourselves up and get some dinner. One thing we should say too is that we heard, or Sherry had watched some videos and she had heard that it's not a good idea to sit on it while you're spinning it. I don't know why, but Sherry was sitting on it and spinning it, and there was a grindy kind of noise. So we'll do a little research on that. We'll look into it and see. But there's definitely some kind of a grinding.
Putting weight on something.
Yeah, that shouldn't have weight on it. So
Again, if it had instructions to not do that, we would know that. But
I know. We'll do a little research and we'll see what the deal is with that. Not that I think we'll be sitting in it to swivel all that frequently. We never did in the motorhome anyway. We had our motorhome, the seat swiveled, and we used that. That was my seat. But anyway, there we go.
All good.
Facing the back of the van.
Yeah, that's great.
That's cool. Yeah, love it. A lot of extra room in here now too. It's gonna make a big difference.